everybody, if you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. My name's Lauren. I am mummy to Freddie, who is 16 months old, and I do family and lifestyle vlogs. If you haven't already noticed by the title below, I thought I'd just sit down and have a little discussion with you about breastfeeding and my breastfeeding journey. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe and the little bell to notify you of all our future videos. If you have any suggestions of videos you'd like to see, anything you'd like to hear from me, then please also comment below. So where do I start? Breastfeeding is such a tough discussion. There are so many arguments. It is so controversial. Everyone's got their own opinion. I agree absolutely that breastfeeding is the best form of food for a newborn, but that doesn't mean that that's what everyone has to do. It's our choice. It's our own. If you've given birth to your baby, it's your body, and if you want to breastfeed, you breastfeed, and if you don't, you don't. My breastfeeding journey is probably the same as a lot of women out there, a lot of mums. I knew throughout my whole pregnancy that I wanted to breastfeed. I was this person who, if I can make a baby and I can carry a baby and I can give birth to a baby, then I can breastfeed. My mum has 4 children and she breastfed all of us, even me and my twin sister, both at the same time. So I thought, right, that's it, I'll be one of them, I can breastfeed, and just didn't work out that way. One thing you might not know about me is when I was 18 I had a breast enlargement operation, and it all went fine, but when I was 21 I think, they came out on the news about if you had your breast enlargement done between this date and this date, you need to check your implants to see if they were PIP implants, and if they were PIP implants then they were dangerous and you should probably have them out because they were a ticking time bomb. That's what I was told. Anyway, so I had to have mine out, and I believe that's what caused the issue with my breastfeeding. So I was at the hospital and I'd just given birth to Freddie, and they asked me to latch him on, and isn't that the weirdest sensation ever? You've just given birth to this baby, you've just pushed this baby out, and they're like, right, here, stick it on your boob. And I was like, okay. So I thought, right, let's do it, we're on it. And he was absolutely fine, he latched on perfectly. He had a good feed for about 20 minutes. And he was so happy and content, and it was just the most magical moment ever. So I gave birth to Freddie just after 9, so by this time it was probably around 10ish, I don't know at all, but it got to around 2 PM and they were wanting to discharge me from the hospital, and I just wanted to get home. But I had to wait for, I think there's a certain checklist before they let you go, make sure my blood pressure was back down because I had preeclampsia, to make sure that I'd been to the toilet, your bleeding stopped, and all the different checks when you've had a baby. But the most important one is to make sure that your baby has had their second feed, and that's when it was a bit difficult for me. I was sat there trying to feed for the next 6 hours, and I didn't know whether it was my fault or there was something I was doing wrong, or Freddie just wasn't hungry. He'd been through a lot, you know, been 3-4 days of trying to get out of my body. That's a great big deal for him, isn't it? So I just thought, well, maybe he's just knackered, maybe he's tired and he just wants to chill, just wants to sleep. But the hospital weren't having any of it anyway. My midwife came through and she was like, we're gonna have to try and express, and get some milk into a little syringe to try and feed Freddie that way. So we done that, and I think we were at that for about an hour. And after that, my boob, my nipple, was kind of very sore and sensitive before we'd even got home. When I got home, I thought, right, that's it. Like, our magical journey's starting. And it just wasn't anything like that. I was in the most pain I'd ever been in. I could literally say, hand on my heart, whatever it is, that I would rather give birth to Freddie over and over and over again than have that pain when I was breastfeeding. So I think I breastfed for 8 days, I believe. I was crying every time I was breastfeeding. I was up in the night in agony. I literally didn't know what to do with myself. My nipples were squirting blood everywhere. I tried everything. I even put the shields on and the blood was just squirting through. And my midwife came round, and I remember her saying to me, she said, that doesn't matter, the blood doesn't affect the baby. And I thought, but it's affecting me. It is the most painful, excruciating thing I have ever done. And I remember my nana coming round, and I just cried my eyes out to her, and I was just like, I can't do this. And I felt bad because it was what Tommy wanted me to do, and he wanted his child to be breastfeed Fred. And I know it's not them who are doing it, and they can't feel the pain that you're going through, but I felt really guilty that the one thing I was meant to be able to do as a mum, I just couldn't do. And I think that's why it's just so harsh to give anyone that fails at breastfeeding any stick at all, because like it is now, it's still emotional, and it's still a failure to me and myself that I haven't been able to do. Going back to when my nana came round, she said to me that out of her 4 children, my Uncle Nick was the healthiest child, that the one that didn't really get sick, and that got overcome his sicknesses and colds a lot quicker than his other 3 siblings. And she said that he was the only one that she didn't breastfeed with. She said it's okay not to breastfeed. So after her saying that, it got me thinking, and I made a choice. It got to the point where I had this beautiful baby boy, and I just didn't want him to wake up. I wanted him to stay asleep as long as he could, because every time he woke up I was going through this pain, and I was just resenting him as a child, and that's just not right. I spoke to Tommy and I said, look, I don't want to resent Freddie for wanting to do the thing that he has to do to feed. And I said, I'm just going to have to give him a bottle and see how he gets on with it. And luckily Freddie was perfect. He's very versatile. Took the bottle like that, and because of my breasts, I only had milk in one boob rather than the other. That kind of helped me out, because I was breastfeeding on the one boob that I could breastfeed on, and then when it was time for the other boob, I was giving Freddie a bottle. So it went on and on like that, and it just got to the point that I had no milk in my right boob. In the end, then I was trying to express and no milk was coming out. The midwife said to me that it's fine, that I can carry on breastfeeding. Freddie was gaining enough weight, but like I said, I just didn't want to resent him for needing to feed. So I think after 2 weeks, I gave up breastfeeding completely and just stuck to formula because I was going out and I was just dreading, literally dreading that feed, and despite giving him one bottle and one breastfeeding, I couldn't put up with it anymore, and not being able to express just didn't help either. So yeah, I decided to pack it in and not breastfeed anymore. It's not ever an idea I think anyone takes lightly. It's just something you have to do to get by. The best way is a fed baby. As long as your baby is happy and feeding and gaining weight, there is nothing else that matters. As long as that baby is healthy, there is no reason to doubt yourself for giving up. And I think that's all I have to say about the matter. I really wish I could have breastfed till Freddie was 6 months old. In a way, it's better that I didn't, because I found out about his milk allergy sooner. But yeah, so that's my journey. If you have any further questions, please comment below. I'd love to know about all your breastfeeding journeys. But yeah, that's me for now. So as I said before, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!